Shut up. Aren't they weird?
Hello,
Hi.
and welcome back to season 2
Yeah.
of Back to the Drawing Board. I am your host,
Well, that's good.
Phil Wanter-Smith, architect and director at PWS Architecture and Design, and this is my intern Theo.
Hello, it's very nice to see you all. You know the
As in me and the two dogs in the background.
and our 5 viewers. Hey, we've got 100 downloads now. 2023 is our year.
Yeah, well, to be fair, last year it was just on a bit of a whim. This year we're actually going to put some effort in.
Yeah.
We're going to have to.
Yeah, things were changing this year. It's going to be a bit more organised. There'll still be, if you're watching the videos, complete inconsistency in the location all of the time.
Yep. That's consistent.
We aim to keep up that. Yeah. If we're consistent in anything, it's our locational inconsistency.
Yes.
But we're actually organising ourselves in terms of episodes, our Patreon kind of perks. But
Speak of, for as low as £1 a month.
Wow.
I
earn that, and I am an unpaid intern. So
No, you don't.
no, sometimes I see a quid on the street where someone missed it when they were getting on the bus.
En route to one of the jobs. Phil, pull over! There's a shiny penny!
I found a quid.
Yeah, so for as little as £1 a month, you can join our Patreon. The tiers then jump up to £3 and then £5 and then £10 if you're wanting to get rid of some of your taxable income.
Which I might add is only £120 a year.
Yeah.
That's not much money, is it, Phil?
That's basically £10 a month.
Wow.
I know, 30p a day. That was some quick math. I didn't check that.
I basically survive off that.
Well, if you extrapolate that down, that means 3p a day for the £1 student edition, as we're calling it. So yeah, get yourselves on Patreon. We do longer, uncut videos. There's going to be more videos going out this year. We've got a list of videos that will probably be Patreon only, and some videos that will probably be YouTube only because they don't make sense as a podcast. Those won't replace the podcast. So that week you'll get a podcast and possibly an extra video. So those of you who watch us on YouTube or on Patreon will get the benefit of the extra. If you're just listening to us on a podcast, feel free to leave us a rating as long as it's 5-star and says nice things. I don't know if the architect's ego can take a 1-star rating.
If you just very kindly send us a discreet message and then type it up and then delete it all before you hit send.
We'll review it.
We'll review your message
review your
very
review.
harshly.
You give me 1 star, I'll give you 1 star
I
back.
hated this review.
Yeah. Didn't like it. It said mean things. Theo, make it stop.
Made me feel really bad about myself.
We should put more effort. So
we should spend less time on the introduction.
Oh, balls. So as a first episode, we thought it'd be quite interesting to actually look back on last year, specifically look back on last year's design awards. And we've picked 3 sort of categories to go through, the RIBA, the Architect's Journal, and ArchDaily. So what we'll do is we'll run through some of the categories. So obviously things like the Architect's Journal have got a series of different awards that they hand out, but we'll kind of pick ones that are more interesting to us and more relevant to us and the practice that I run, and they say we run soon, maybe, potentially.
10 years.
Yeah. And then and then we'll run through kind of the shortlists if we agree or disagree with what we believe to be the winner of these. That might get broken down into 2 episodes,
it's not
though.
Belief, is it?
It might be here's the winners, and then another episode on here's who we thought should have won. But
Here's who we prefer.
we'll run through it as we go. So we'll start with the RIBA Sterling Prize.
Website time.
New library, Magdalen College.
Oh, that was for the library in
Sorry, have
Cambridge.
you written notes on this? Because I'm assuming you've not.
Do you want to read?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm assuming you've not copy and pasted this from the official website that says looks pretty sexy on the inside, sexy outside from certain angles. There is a floor plan for Phil to critique.
I figured if we go on View the Winner and scroll all the way down, you can look on its floor plan and see what you like and what you hate.
Oh, I'm in.
Aye.
I'm in.
That's your I knew that was your I really like it on the inside.
I really haven't had time to look at any of the awards.
So this is like a lot of new stuff for you. I've gone through and I've looked at all the winners, but not at the shortlist. So I'm aware of what to expect.
So for those of you who don't know, I've spent most of my Christmas break looking after my son, but
those
also
of you only listening on the podcast,
redesigning my own house. So I've had zero time to actually get down and read any of the really interesting things. So, new library, Magdalen College in Cambridge.
Aye, so basically, library in Cambridge. The Sterling Prize is presented to the architects of the building that has made the greatest contribution to the evolution of architecture in the past year. Right.
Well, do you want to introduce it and run through like the facts?
All right.
And then we'll run into the pictures. We'll have to, for the sake of like the YouTubes and the videos, we'll put photos over the top. Anyone who's listening to this on a podcast, unfortunately, you may have to Google it.
We'll describe the building to you. It's always good describing a very visual thing.
Well, then, you want to run through the key facts and I'll cry at this. I mean, the image at the top's already beautiful.
Isn't it sexy? Aye. But yeah, so my first note. Right, okay, yeah. New library, Magdalen College. It's a library in Cambridge. I'm like 90% sure it's new build. There's a lot of like peaked windows. It's a lot of timber interior, but red brick exterior. Obviously, all them big peaked glazed windows are very nice and viewable. And it's just kind of sexy, man. There's a lot of like chimney looking things, I'll say, on the outside, which look nice, but I don't know if they've got any use at all except from looking pretty.
I wonder if it's some sort of stack ventilation. But it's a Neil McLaughlin architect. Client is Magdalen College. So it won the RIBA East Award 2022, the RIBA National Award 2022.
Man, anyone listening, look up a picture. Especially the inside. It looks very, very nice. The outside, I'd say there's some angles where I'm like, yeah, it looks nice, but it's not crazy. And then there's other angles where I'm like, that's kind of nice. It's very simple. It's like, there's like 3 materials in the entire thing. You've got your red bricks, you've got your timber, and you've got your glass.
Yeah, I've got a thing for pared back elevations, and I'm trying to think who it is. It has the rule of 3. Pared back.
Aye.
As in reducing the number of, like it's quite simplistic. It's reduced the material palette. I really like this. The contractor's got an interesting name.
Would you like to say it, Phil?
I would. Cox Edge. I like that there's a lot of, obviously, building controls, MLM, internal area, 1,525 square meters. I wish they'd put something in about the cost. I know it's probably like sensitive information that you really probably shouldn't be putting out there.
And probably also like millions because it's a very nice library.
Yeah, and it's
in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always find it really interesting to see the cost of something like this, because this, it's not just the fact that it's massive, but internally, it's
really nice. It's well detailed.
So it's a new building that provides students of the 700-year-old University of Cambridge College with a new library, open 24 hours a day, incorporating an archive and an art gallery. Yeah. I'm just quickly...
I love the Yorkshire man tale. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
24 hours a day.
See.
Art gallery included.
Do you know what I was saying about those chimneys? This is a modern building that employs simple but highly effective passive ventilation and natural lighting strategies to minimize energy in use and materials, such as engineered timber structure to reduce carbon embodied. I'm assuming then that's what John was saying, stack ventilation for the chimneys. I'm assuming that's what they are. In essence, all of the hot air goes up those chimneys and gets drawn by a cross wind that comes across the top, hence all the holes in the top of those chimneys.
Mad.
It's worth you knowing this stuff.
Yeah.
You're at uni, man. Oh man, this is my favourite line. Although there's a space before the word "the," and it's really throwing me off. So the result: a solid and confident yet The result: a solid and confident yet differential. I'm assuming is also that's meant to say. New kid on the college block.
No, deferential.
Oh, man.
Deferential's a word, Phil.
Look, is it?
Showing deference, so it's respectful.
Oh,
people were always deferential to him. For example, people were always respectful. That's
right. Okay, I'm going to have to read that again so I look like a total moron.
God, you idiot.
The result, a solid and confident yet deferential new kid on the college block. If you look 3 paragraphs down, there's another space before the word as. No, the pictures at the bottom really do it some justice. That Nick Kane, whoever he is,
Aye.
if you're listening, Nick,
Well done, Nick.
cracking job with those photos.
Did a canny job there, Nick.
I love the dusk. The dusk shot really accentuates those goddamn stack vents. Ooh. The second photo, on the other hand,
I should chop those trees down, man.
no, what? There's something about I like.
They're in the way of the building, though.
If I put my hand over about a fifth of it on the left hand side in particular, where you've then suddenly only got 3 peaks, nice, and then you move your hand away and go, there's 2 more bits. The internal shot, on the other hand,
it's nice.
Lord Almighty!
Imagine studying in there. I'd love that.
I wouldn't. I'd get no studying done.
Well, because you'd just be looking around. Just looking at the ceiling going, wow.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Like, yeah. And then there's the final picture on the article. It's sort of looking...
That's such a cool roof.
Yeah, it's just looking upwards at the coffered roof, and bloody hell.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh boy. It's a lovely piece of work, that. I think
That's
it's
really nice. I haven't looked at it for long, but I've looked at all the pictures. But
the more I'm staring at it, the more I love it. Because to be fair, he composed that image really well. There's a lot of balance, which obviously does the building some justice, because the building, especially on a medium like this where you're not seeing it in the flesh, is only ever as good as the photos taken of it, and that looks great.
Aye.
Oh, you're right, there is some floor plans.
Yeah.
I mean, the sectional, I'm assuming that's the sectional elevation. Long section, because someone's not cropped that out at the top corner. But yeah, that's a lovely piece of work there.
So you like this one, do you reckon?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's all right.
No, I think it's a really interesting building. I really like what they've done with the roof space. I'm a big fan of a bit of peaked glazing, but that's taking it to that extreme. Oh, that's fantastic. Lovely jubbly. I like the plan, although I can't really see it properly in plan. Site plan, it looks quite nice.
I think it's. I'm
not
not sure.
It follows the crank of that building that's kind of on the left-hand side.
I'm not sure which one is
the
building. The building.
Yeah. So if you're looking at it,
there's gonna be a lot of me picking out which parts of this to put in the video and audio.
To be honest, something like that's really important though, because if you're not representing your work graphically correctly, who's going to be able to understand it?
Yeah, true.
So I think so. If you're looking at the center of the image, look up slightly. It's the slightly more detailed plan.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Obviously, when we do our plans, we do the heavy dark hatching for new and the light hatching for old.
Good point.
So something like that would obviously benefit it. But when you're at that scale, yeah. Aside from putting a big circle around it, going, this is the new build, you're never going to know. But no, I think that's a cracking piece.
Very nice building.
It is an absolutely lovely building. So the next one on the list is the RIBA House of the Year Awards. So,
all right.
The winner of the RIBA House of the Year, and I remember seeing this on Instagram.
And just thinking, listen, guys, me and Phil, we have strong opinions about this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Strap in. So the winner of the RIBA House of the Year this year was The Red House by David Cohn Architects, obviously private client with it being House of the Year. The other awards it was up for and/or won is the RIBA Southwest Award. It's a different photographer for these ones than there was for the last one. Will Price.
Yeah. Thank you, Will Price, for these pictures. Although you did not send them to us, we're using them anyway.
Yep. So we'll start with the top image.
It's a picture.
You can see the house because it's bright red. Hence why it's called the Red House.
Mum thought it was orange at first, and then she watched it and she went, "Theo, do you know it's red?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Now we know why you're colourblind. So it's a new build. The Red House is a new brick house in rural Dorset, which is a playful take on the rural vernacular farmhouse, full of references, beautiful details, and consideration for the owner's present and future. Many of the house's signifiers are exaggerated in the bold green eaves, doors, and windows give it a unique identity. Playful extended eaves, bay windows, and graphically laid out brickwork are signifiers of the internal plan and provide an eccentric appearance. And eccentric it is, my friends.
I am trying to find if it's done something innovative and like new that makes the weirdness and ness of it.
Well,
I'm not keen on this building. The
No,
green and
neither
the
am I.
red is like I described it to someone as if they were to introduce a new character in Balamory, this is where they would live.
I have never once seen an episode of Balamory.
It's like Grayson would probably have a panic attack if he watched it.
Right. I'll make sure not to watch it then.
Aye.
Yeah, there's something about this that
I just don't. I can't. What? It's just I don't get the choices that have been made.
I mean, I know they say that the brickwork, the layout of the brickwork reflects the internal stuff, but
Also, what in this first picture, right? Zoom into like the right hand side of the brickwork. You see how they've got the soldier.
oh my god, he knows what soldier cause is. Yeah,
and then at the end of it, it just goes to normal. What? At the end of that window, it goes to normal. But that doesn't look. What's going on, Phil?
I couldn't tell you. To me, I don't know. There's a part of it that makes it. To me, it looks a bit like we've got an architect who's tried to shoehorn in a few different brick types as he can.
Yeah, it
like
looks
brick
like
formats.
they've tried to throw in as much cool stuff as they can to the point where actually it's a bit unnecessarily eccentric. I guess it looks
a bit
like
janky for me. Like if it was.
They said, "What can we do to make it stand out?"
If
without thinking, why should we do it?
If they'd done the bay in the soldier and left the rest of it as like a normal bond, as a stack bond, and then the green.
The random green semicircles. What?
I mean, one of them's
a window.
Yeah, and the other one's not.
The other one's not.
Is it a
window.
louver?
It's just a green semicircle.
It is a louver. It is a louver.
What's a louver?
A louver. It's like a event thing. But if you look onto the second picture,
That's weird.
there is a point. But so if you look between the first semicircle and the door, so the semicircle on the left hand side, there looks like a bit where the brick arch is, and then it's flattened, where this brick runs over. Is there an overhang there? Is this perspective? Is there an overhang of that layer of brickwork? Because the bricks, do you know? You look at the head of the door and the head of the semicircle.
Do you want me to answer this? Look on the. Is it the dormer? The actual circle. Look on that, and I'd say it is an overhang. Because you can see the bit where the soldiers don't line up.
Okay. I'll let that little bit slide then, because I just thought they'd chop the top of that arch off, and it was upsetting me somewhat. However, for all of the, I mean, you've got issues with your colour blindness. You're not green red.
No, it's green and red.
You can see green and red.
Yeah.
It's bold.
It's brave.
Yeah, it is.
I would say that they were brave, but I just think it's a. To me, it's like, as I've already said, it looks like they've tried to be eccentric for the sake of being eccentric, instead of going, we're going to put this really weird angle in to like match the sun or face the view.
It almost looks fake.
In
looks
that
second image, I'm looking at the gutter on the downpipe on the left-hand side, and it just looks. There's just something about it that looks like it's been copy and pasted on, and the shadow hasn't applied itself yet.
Why does the gutter drop down in front of the window?
I don't think it does. I think I'm hoping that's perspective, because the eaves really overhangs, if I remember rightly. So.
Oh yeah.
Once we move down to the third image and we get into the internals,
then it kind of gets cool.
Oh boy, does it look nice inside! Like that staircase is stunning.
The grandfather clock, I wouldn't be able to have after Stranger Things. Yeah, I'd see that getting up. And
have you got? Crap. Has your dog? Your dog's got metal dog balls.
Yeah.
Have you filled them up with water?
Like
when you fill
once
them up
every other day.
Yeah, exactly. So when you fill them up from empty with water, it makes the same noise as that. You know, when they start seeing the clock.
Yeah, I'd just be waiting for it. Actually,
every time I put water in,
you get freaked out.
It looks good. Like, so because these ones are obviously smaller in scale, you can actually read the plan properly, and I quite like the plan. I'm big on the plan. There's a lot of angles on either end. Obviously, the two rotunda for the stairs and what looks like the dining area are cracking.
I don't like the elevation.
Well, I mean, in the elevation, you can kind of tell why they've done, like, you can tell what material they're going to use.
I wonder if I'd liked it more if they hadn't used green.
Probably.
Do you reckon?
I think, yeah, for me, it's the green that's a step too far. I can almost get away with all of the coursing
I think
weirdness.
Some of the points in the coursing, I think that seems a bit without reason, and just some of it seems janky. But
well, if you look at the elevations and then look at the section beneath it on that page, you can kind of see how those the way they've arranged the bricks works with the internal layout.
But you don't see it from inside.
Yeah, you never see the inside and the outside
Doesn't make
together.
a difference to you.
But yeah,
I think there's some bits where it feels like they've changed the course before they should have. To sum it up, not for us.
Nah. The next on the RIBA list is the Stephen Lawrence Prize 2022. So the winner for the Royal Institute of British Architects, RIBA or RIBA, depending how you say it, has the Hackney School of Food as the winner for the Stephen Lawrence Prize.
Cool.
And Theo's going to tell us what the Stephen Lawrence Prize is.
Aye, mate. So, the Stephen Lawrence Prize. Okay, so the Stephen Lawrence Prize is awarded to a project with a budget of less than £1 million.
Yep.
And it's now also kind of awarded to a project made by an early career architect. So the idea is it's a small project by a new architect. And so this one goes to the Hackney School of Food, was it?
Yeah, Hackney School of Food.
And is it a community centre? Would I be right in saying that? It's not actually a school.
An unloved and neglected building made irrelevant through no fault of its own, that cowered behind an impregnable barrier, has been reshaped and reorientated to engage with its, milieu? That's not a word I've ever seen before. A person's social environment. I'm reading through and it's all archebollocks. Occasionally an architectural project emphatically transcends its physical constraints, enriches the simplicity of its brief, and delivers far more than its modest budget might conventionally suggest. If anyone wants to see a video or a podcast in which I just try and translate archebollocks, let us know in the comments section. The architect and client have developed a toolkit to inspire and teach others to regenerate and enliven their own communities in a similar way. Their bold and energetic investment in a community facility. That's what it is. It's a community. It took us till the bottom paragraph to find out what it is, but it's a community facility that exemplifies how architecture has the power to transform not only the building it touches, but the community it serves.
I believe it's nothing to do with architecture and everything to do with teaching food.
Delivering club sandwiches day after day.
There you go.
I'm in. Sign me up.
So
no, don't sign me up. It's just January. It's time to start diets.
So from what I can tell, basically it's like this community centre for children to come to learn about food, learn about cooking, they've got a garden in there, they've got a kitchen on the inside. So it's like a community kitchen and garden basically, where they can teach kids about food and stuff.
It's a derelict schoolkeeper's house on a small plot of land.
Which is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Are you on the pictures yet?
I am. Not yet. No, I'm just trying to pick out any other more.
I want to see your reaction when you see the rafters.
It's admirable. Like hello.
I think that's the idea of this one. It's all about the idea of the building. And then, have you looked on the pictures yet?
Yeah.
Have you seen the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't know how I feel about it. Basically, they've got is it the insulation? It's the insulation exposed. And I kind of like it, but the entire building's white except from like the furnishings. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I do. I think it's in terms of like as a building itself.
It's simple.
Yeah,
it's very simple.
Well, it's the reuse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the classic box with a triangle on top.
When you've got only £1 million to work with on a type of project like this, you've got to be really pared back. Yeah. I mean, when you look at things like, there's a lovely picture. I think it's the final picture rather than a drawing. Yeah, there's a lovely on the final picture. You've got obviously all the kids smiling, being happy, and you've got baked goods and all sorts of stuff going on. But in the background, you can kind of see where there's really simple detailing around stuff, and you've got conduit exposed, and you've got this, that, and the other going on. And I think they've pushed that £1 million so hard, and it's It's a lovely bit of work.
The garden's really nice. Is it a beehive? It looks like there's a beehive in that.
In the centre. Oh, the bottom
left
bottom
from
left.
our view. Aye.
Could be a pizza oven.
It could be.
It looks like it's got a little chimney on top of it.
Let's have a-
Who knows? If only there was some sort of site plan that noted it down for us. The problem with this is
They've taken the notes off Henry.
no, the key's in the bottom corner, but the resolution's so small that I can't read it. But it is. It's a yeah.
It is a pizza oven.
Is it?
It's big enough that I can read it. Aye, it's a pizza oven.
And yet I'm not the one who's got issues with their site.
It's not colour though, is it? It's black and white. That I can deal with.
Which one?
Black and white's everything, mate.
Yeah, true. What was that, number 3?
Aye.
Oh yeah, it's a pizza oven.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong image. Hey, I am not the brains of this operation.
Which is probably why it's all gone south.
Yeah.
Considering you are the entirety of this operation.
Yep.
What a situation we're in, everybody.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fantastic project, and I really like it.
Yeah.
A very worthy winner. Very worthy. Although it saddens me to say it took down the Parchment Works, which is a building I've been.
It's beautiful. Honourable mention here, guys.
Yeah, honourable mention is
it's a house. The problem with the Parchment Works, which is I can understand why the other one won, is because Parchment Works is a house.
Yeah.
Whereas that one is a proper community project, which I really rate. But this is very much one of the sexiest houses I can say I've ever seen.
Yeah, cracking. Absolutely cracking bit of work there.
Beautiful.
Well done to the Hackney School of Food.
So next up, we're on to the Architect's Journal.
So which one are we going for? The Architect of the Year.
Architect of the Year. And this is, so basically they kind of chose a building, and I think they chose the wrong building.
I should just say, we've shortlisted the different awards to ones that feel most relevant to us. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. And so the winner of the Architect of the Year, whoa, something just happened, is Kochi Architects. I've probably butchered that. Kochi Architect Studio.
Mate, there's not many letters in it, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, but dyslexia.
They're proper. Anyway, these guys are proper well cool.
Proper well
cool. I should be an architectural journalist, mate. I should start a podcast.
No, you shouldn't.
Neither
of us should do a podcast.
So they really kind of, I don't know, they
Their
take away the
interior
boundaries
stuff.
from their interiors are mad. I love it.
I mean, I'm looking at
imagine you just took down that wall and was like, that's a different room though.
Blowing the lines between two spaces. Yeah,
exactly. But like with a very clear line as well. It's like these spaces are one, but obviously separate. And
yeah, the spaces are basically separated by a balustrade.
Yeah,
in a way, which I imagine makes the heating bill interesting.
Oh, a good point.
But I really like the multicolored. I couldn't live in the multicolored one; it would really set us off.
But it is very cool.
Looks stunning.
Aye.
It's not even like they just picked loads of random colours. It feels like they've curated
really well.
those colours together to create those. Now there's two of them that I'm looking at, and I don't know if they're both the same project. I would hope they are.
Well, because they picked the same colours.
No,
they've got different colours.
They picked different colours. But it would. I don't know.
This one's blue and yellow, and that one's yellow and blue.
Yeah. I mean, and then they've got a lot of stuff towards the bottom of what is currently our page, which is obviously a lot more kind of experimental stuff. What's this? The internal transformation of a post-war house in Tokyo by Kochi Architect Studio is a promising way forward in a city that tends to favour demolition. I think the UK could probably learn a thing or two from that.
Well, can they just?
Whoa. Hello. Ooh. Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't it?
That's so nice. I mean, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't coming here to rip people to pieces. I wasn't expecting to do that.
But that's really nice.
But that is really nice.
It's so clever.
It is. I'm surprised by how nice it is, and not because I didn't expect much.
I would say personally, I would struggle to live in there because I'm unbelievably clumsy, spatially unaware, and big. And that does not look like it is designed for a person with those three defining features.
Yeah. No, it's lovely. I think
I'd fall off something, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, no, I think that looks really cool. I really like that. There's lots of little platformy bits between spaces.
It looks like it would be very fun to live in.
Yeah,
It looks like it would be an absolute nightmare to do the elevations on.
Yeah. I've done a project similar to this, actually. You can see what they're kind of saying here, where they've got all these step downs in the floor levels and little hidden bits in between. That's really interesting. It's similar. It reminds me of when I did that vertical bedroom, where you're kind of taking that space and then breaking it down into its different little plates of different sort of uses.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
It's a good win.
Yeah, it is a good win.
Okay, so next up, we're going to look at the Architects Journal House of the Year, which is the March House by, oh boy,
you can do it. I believe in you.
Knox, Bhavan Architects.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
that's pretty much how I would have tried to pronounce
that
it.
H is silent. So I've gone straight onto their website.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
It's cool. It's a cool house.
It's a prefabricated timber frame stilt house hovering above the floodplain with a beautifully planted garden, subjective, on the banks of the River Thames.
I believe what Phil meant there was Thames. It's a cool looking house.
It is.
There's no denying that.
The thing is as well, when you start talking about as soon as it says things like on the banks of the River Thames, chances are that plot cost more than like my house will ever be worth. The plot alone.
Yeah.
So you've got to have serious money, and you've got to commend a client who puts their faith in an architect so much that they're willing to back the ideas with the money. I mean, it's stunning, and I think the other thing that it's done very well that some of the other houses you can see on that video towards the bottom.
Oh crap! They've got a boathouse.
Yeah.
Are.
It's on the banks of the River Thames.
These guys have money.
And I think one of the things they've done really well is, especially if you watch that video, you can see how they've planted around the river, whereas the other ones, they kind of like strip back the bank completely, so you can't see the house so you can just sort of see the house from the river. Whereas this gives you a lot of privacy, and I imagine there's some sort of strategic view lines between trees, because if you look at it from above, there's like, I mean, there's that one image that's kind of what looks to be in some sort of study, maybe living space with the books either side. You can kind of see right through the trees down to the river, and that seems to be where they've kind of taken the views out through there.
It's very inoffensive.
It's very flat.
Very flat.
You know, when you look at the ones next to it,
I think it would be hard for you to come up with a reason to dislike this, so it's very uncontroversial.
What, for me to okay.
Like a lot of the ones on the RIBA one, I could see why people on each design might go, I don't like this. I can see why they would have like controversy about them. I kind of think that's important. Whereas this one, I think it would be very hard to kind of neg it, and for that reason, I'm gonna neg it. Like it's very inoffensive.
Yeah, I feel like
or unoffensive, whichever one's correct.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really nice drawings. Now, whether or not I'm going to put this out there, because this is something that I know a lot of architects do, is I don't know whether or not the drawings that are on there are representative of the drawings that were presented to clients, presented to local authority, presented to builders, or whether or not they're just done for website fodder.
Some very nice.
Same with the models and that. It is beautiful. It's really well done. It's obviously really well thought through.
You know what I'm really liking about this?
What?
Loads of pictures.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely, tons of pictures.
Maybe next year when we do this, we should just link to the project from the architect's website, because they'll probably have a lot more photos. But yeah, I think it is a really nice project. I think my only criticism is that, well, I say my only criticism, I think people, when you said no one would complain about it, I think the neighbours would.
Why?
Because it looks nothing like any of the other neighbours. So when you watch that video that's about halfway down, at the start it shows a shot from the Thames where either side is like a Tudor.
Two very classic.
Yeah.
So within its context, it's very standout.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
but you can't see it.
It's hidden amongst trees.
Yeah. And then from above, obviously with the green roof and everything, you can't see it. Yeah,
from any angle where you're not meant to see it, you'd only see it going into the house.
And I think the commendable bit that we kind of brushed over at the beginning is prefab timber frame. I think obviously a lot's probably gone into that thought process to have it built properly, to detail
What's it
properly. I will zoom down. Probably. Ooh.
It looks zinky.
Well, there's bits of timber. I can tell you that. I can't tell if it's.
Oh wait, yeah.
It's like a quarter
it's just
sawn.
like a grey timber.
I don't know if it's like an Accoya or something. You mean you'd want something that's going to withstand the like the spray out from the water and everything. So I would imagine it's something like a Koya, which is like a high pressure pickled wood. It's super durable.
It's a very nice house.
Yeah, it is. The house felt crafted up close. Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Right. Next up. Small projects. This is still architects.
AJ. Yeah, so we're on to the AJ Small project.
It's like a tree house, this one. So this is the...
I'm in. Sign me up.
Hi. This is...
Yep.
Crap.
Uh-huh.
Architects Journal.
Yeah, buddy.
Small projects. Overall winner.
There's a picture. The fourth picture down. There's something about that image that makes me really happy.
So this is by Aiken Studio.
House adopts a familiar language of the local agricultural buildings in the area, with a long and narrow form which responds to the site and old drover's path. Rather than being physically attached to any trees, it is instead raised off the ground on green oak stilts. It is accessed via a long staircase that takes you from the drover's path up into the canopies with views out.
Walk straight under that thing. It's like not interrupting the landscape.
Yeah, I think that's the point, mate.
Aye.
Don't you?
Just say in, mate.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
It's okay, right. Bloody hell. There is a
We
lot.
just got to the interior. There's a lot to go off here.
There's a lot to unpack. Oh,
I'd say it's very hard to judge a house when you can't actually see it.
yeah. Which is a benefit, I suppose, if that's what you're going for.
Yeah.
I think it's the fourth image down, the one with the stilts.
God, let me. Oh, the one where it's like looking under.
Yeah, I love that.
So if
There's something about that really appeals to me. Really appeals. It's beautiful. And all the timber detailing on the picture beneath that, beautiful. The way the little stilts touch the ground, beautiful. I really like this. I haven't looked at any of the interior pictures yet, though.
You'll appreciate it. It's not over the top, but it's you'll like it.
Ooh. Okay.
I'd say look at the one.
That's a very shiny flue.
It's a bit of like a tiny house as well. It's not big. It's really not big. It's a small projects winner. Of course it's not big.
Well done, Theo.
Sorry, everybody. That was a bit of a real moment of realization for me.
Speak of moments of realization. One of the pictures, the second internal picture, there's a window and there's a table under it. And I was very confused because I thought the table had been placed wrong and was halfway in the wall. Do you know, like when SketchUp, when you put things in the wrong place? I had a moment there. I was like, what?
No, so look at the one two below that, below the window, and then that one of the stairs.
2 seconds, I've just accidentally clicked on. So 2 below. The one with the staircase on the side.
Aye.
That's
nice.
I
really like how they paint that room.
I don't think it's painted. I think it's just raw plaster.
Aye. And it just clearly separates the kind of the spaces.
Yeah.
It would be like if that upstairs was just a different colour. It would be obvious. I mean, obviously,
which it will be.
Boundary anyway. But
just to let you know, it will be.
Good.
But yeah, so the
pink.
Yes, but I think I totally agree with that. I think every word you just uttered, exactly that. I think I love the look of that. Love the little pillar in the middle. Love the way they've changed the color. Just the pared back materiality as well. You've got like almost the plaster and the wood sit together really well.
Yeah.
Whilst you've then also got the wood of the stairs, the wood of the floor. They're not all the same wood, but it doesn't matter because they're all of a similar tone.
One thing is that floor window. If you scroll down a little bit, it just shows you through the windows, and there's one on the floor.
Oh, level with the floor.
Carpet next to the banister.
That's you can see that on the right hand side of that other photo.
My question there is,
Well, so you can see trees.
You can see the trees if it's at your eye level.
Yeah. I think it's probably if you are. Is that as you come up the stairs?
Oh, in fairness, you can't get a high window there anyway because the ceiling's low. So
that's as you come up the stairs.
So you'd actually see straight out as you come out.
So shut up, Theo. I love this project.
It's very nice.
That's cracking. It is absolutely crack-a-lacking.
The kitchen's a bit dull.
You're kidding. Can you imagine if it was like bright pink? Cool.
So now the lights are on. We're going to do
one's home.
An ArchDaily prize award.
So the first thing what we've got is the article that says the 15 winners of the 2022 Building of the Year Awards. So the best applied products, new interior for Casa Balto Stairs and Atrium by
Cool.
Kengo Kuma and Associates.
I wouldn't know how to describe this except from, fair play. Atlas, come have a look at this.
This is incredible.
only works when he wants to.
Yeah. No, it only works when you don't want him to. That's when he gets up to see you. Yeah, I don't know what the product is. I don't know what's going on, but if you click the interior thing, it brings up a lot more images and a lot more information.
You want me to read?
No, don't read. Just look. Pictures is 1,000 words. I don't know what it is. It looks to me like chainmail. Like it. I haven't got words. Yeah, it is chain. That's incredible. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, what makes me sad is it's an installation of a temporary. It's a temporary installation.
Oh,
which is what makes it sad, because that means that it might not be around forever. But it's
city tour.
Yeah, please subscribe to our Patreon, starting from £1. Cool. So that's the best applied interior product. So the second
we haven't really talked about it there, but it's just except from saying that's well cool.
Yeah, I don't know how else to. I can't describe it to people. It's a bunch of chains hanging from the ceiling.
Enjoy. At it. Would you like to say what it's called?
I did already. I said
say it again.
It's
say
the new interior for Casa Balto Stairs and Atrium by Kengo Kumar and Associates.
Now go and look at that.
It's amazing.
Currently,
links will be in the description.
Be looking at that right now.
Commercial architecture. Bridge gallery by Atelier Lay.
Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, clearly a lot of thought has gone into how the hell you make this thing look the way it does. I thought it was ribbed for your pleasure externally, but it's not. It's just the way they've done the concrete. Yeah, I like it. I like the curve. I like the lights. I like the.
Have you seen it in context?
I have not. Where's the which image has context?
What?
Oh, you're on the other one. If you click on the blue text, it takes you to like a dedicated page about that project. But wow.
So basically, it's this very, very modern looking building with some cool stuff going on, but in a very, very classical village.
Yeah, it's a lovely piece though. I love that internal lighting thing.
It's certainly a standout piece, isn't it?
It's cracking. So next is the cultural architecture chapel of Holy crap.
It looks like sorry, I'm still on that one. It looks like it's somewhere in Asia, and it looks like they've done a really good job of keeping that kind of Asian temple style with the shape of the building, even though it's clearly a box. That's very clever. I really like that. And it's got a ladder. It's got a ladder, not a staircase.
Sign me up. I'm in.
You know what the funny thing is? The first few rungs of the ladder aren't there. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, that is a really cool building.
I like that a lot.
Wait till you scroll down to the cultural building, the Chapel of Sound by Open Architecture. There we go.
What?
I know. It's incredible.
What? Is that in Iceland?
I don't know where it is, but I must go.
It's in China.
There's some...
That's mad cool.
It's like the tectonic
Why have
plates.
we been looking at RIBA and Architects Journal? This is mad.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Guys.
Where do you even begin?
It's like a rock, but it's not a rock, and it's like layers of rock, and it's all like contours, and it's well cool.
Yeah. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up.
Oh, that's really, really... Oh, and it's in a snowy mountain as well, so in winter it gets a bit covered in snow, and that's so cool.
That is really cool.
And it's just like an amphitheater.
Thing is,
it's like the most natural amphi. I'm sticking with it, Phil.
Fight me.
Not right now.
This is incredible. Yeah. See, stuff like this gets me really excited about my job.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I want to know how that's made.
Witchcraft. I'd imagine it's possibly steel. I'm not going to read through all the spiel to find out because I've got.
Do you reckon it's like fake stone clad in it? Do you reckon they've actually used like layers of cut stone?
It looks more like microfiber cement. But either way, yeah.
That's so cool.
Words escape me.
That is. It looks fully open. I can't tell if there's glazed bits in there or if there's just open.
I think it's just open.
Which seems dangerous because it also doesn't look like there's any balustrades.
Be right. So
it's in China, so they probably just tell people don't jump off it.
Yeah, if you die, it's your own fault.
And then they'll go, oh, all right. If it was in England, people would be going, I bet climb that.
When I went to Oslo, Oslo, Norway,
Okay, cool.
there was a building which was, I think they call it the iceberg, and it's kind of like on the water, and there's no balustrade between the edge of the building and the water.
Well, isn't the trick just don't fall in?
Yeah, I was with Dean, and I said, wow, like this wouldn't happen in the UK. You'd have a balustrade all the way around it. And this guy, who was obviously Norwegian, I'm not going to attempt his accent, just turned to me and went, well, if you fall in, you're not going to die unless you can't swim. But also, if you do, it's your own fault. I was just like, right. Okay.
Noted.
So the next one is the educational architecture, which is the, oh man, I've got to try and pronounce this. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Mate,
the Plaza of Kanagawa Institute of Technology by Junya Ishigami and Associates. Plus Associates. I like people who use pluses in their names. What?
Ooh, okay.
I am confused.
I'm intrigued.
I'm Phil.
Is it real?
Is this a real life?
No, is it?
Yes. It's real.
That's
I think.
interesting. These are some impressive buildings, Phil.
Yeah. I don't know where to begin.
I don't know where to begin on any of these.
What are you?
These are mad. What does it... This is going to be to listen to.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
This cannot be fun to listen to because it's just going to be half an hour of us going, wow.
Yeah. It's a building with a curve and a lot of squares punched through the roof.
But, like, it's still cool.
It's so cool. I'm assuming...
It's just stuff you don't see. This is just stuff you don't see. And it's not high-rise because if it was high-rise, neither of us would really care. It's just interesting. Communal spaces that people can use. What's this for? I haven't read any of this yet.
It's the Plaza of...
So it's just a plaza. Palazzo.
It can't be. It can't...
It can't be.
The building spans 90 metres.
This is big. Right, for anyone who's thinking, it's basically a
90
big
metres
square.
is basically you stood on top of your own shoulders.
It's basically a big 90 metre by 90 metre square with like a curved top.
But it curves inward rather than upward.
Yeah. And you can like walk around inside it and it's... What?
It's got loads of holes punched in the top of it.
Got loads of square holes punched in the top of it and it's just mad.
That's crazy.
Guys.
So the next one is the Healthcare Architecture Award, Villa M by... You want to try and pronounce that?
Triptych.
Yep, that's better than what I was thinking. It's a lot of green.
Triptych.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like when a lot of mostly British architects decide to just lash green things on buildings and call it eco-architecture, whereas this actually looked like it was considered and deliberate rather than an afterthought to try and tick a box.
Where do you reckon it is? Don't look. Where do you reckon it is?
What do I think it is?
Where do you think it is?
Where do I think it is?
I don't think you'll get it unless you look.
I'm trying to look at the name. Villa M doesn't give me anything. Triptyque, a bit Frenchy. I'm going to say a French... I'm going to say Paris because it's the capital of France.
Yeah, it's Paris.
No way! No way! Is it?
But it doesn't look like something you'd expect to find.
It is? It's in
Yeah,
Paris.
It's in Paris.
Oh, no, there's some really nice buildings in Paris, mate. We should do some sort of city tour. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
As little as 3 pence a day. Wow, that's
Really cool.
That's really cool. And like I say, it looks like an eco-washed building that you would find in the UK or proposed in the UK, but actually not eco-washed, actually a considered ecological green design. I really like this. There's a tree on the roof.
I love a tree on the roof.
For those of you that don't understand that reference, it might have come up in other podcasts or other videos.
It's about to now.
But it's about to now, yeah. I'll give you some quick context for that. The first day
I was ever working for you.
Yeah.
I haven't worked
interning.
with you.
Doing the work experience. You turned to me on a flat roof for a project and said, do you think we could plant a tree on there? Which sparked a long conversation with an engineer.
I'm pretty sure I didn't want the tree on the roof. I'm pretty sure I wanted the tree in the living room going through the roof.
No, it started on the roof.
The tree on the roof.
It started on the roof and then it moved into the living room once the engineer said, I think this kid's mental. Yeah, that is a lovely building. Let's try and whip through these.
Oh, they've got a boxing gym in there as well.
So the next one, hospitality. What the... Hospitality architecture. 50% cloud artist lounge restaurant by Lu Ju
and
CCD.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm no longer going to be clicking on the further links. I'm just going to view the 2 pictures that we get from ArchDaily. But what an incredible... It looks like...
I really like that.
Do you know when you go to...
Mate, these are mad.
Do you know when
these are so cool.
Do you know when you go to the vegetable aisle and there's like sweet potatoes? That's all I can see is sweet potatoes. But the internal image beneath that,
nice.
with those brick vault arch buttress things.
Oh,
yeah.
no, Phil.
Oh, have you gone onto the
You should have followed them.
Oh.
They've
These are
got
incredible.
like sun tunnels up to the roof, and this is mad.
There's a part of me that looks at all these. Do you know when
I really want to become an architect when I'm older. Oh,
yeah, me too.
I should become a student.
Do you know what I love? I love looking at these because I can't fathom how they've done it.
No,
Something about steel-framed glass buildings bores the crap out of me because I know it's a steel frame. But this...
It's all brickwork.
Well, it's probably got something, a frame or structure or something maybe hidden in there.
It's got arches.
It's crazy. So...
That's so cool.
Mate,
That's really cool.
The next one just gets better. Houses. Oh, man.
Do I dare scroll that?
Can you just read it for us as well? Caton.
I reckon that's like a French. I reckon that's San Terra House Ensemble Studio. It's built into a cave. It's built into a cave.
It's in Spain.
Of course it's in Spain, man. Of course it's in Spain.
Have you noticed none of these are in the UK? Can we just for everyone at home listening? None of these are in the UK.
One of these awesome ones.
It'll never be in the UK. This is the thing. When we went through the RIBA one,
can we do Decade International, please? When that happens.
Yeah.
Decade UK. You stay here in Rowanskill.
No, I'm going off to Iceland. I've told you. This is.
Look at the section of that, man.
I'm not even. What? Where are you getting a section from?
I followed the blue link.
I followed the blue link, but
mate, I swear we're going on the different images.
This is incredible. I mean, I've got 73 images on this. Oh, I see. If I scroll down through here,
brother,
it's just a converted cave.
It's just a converted cave.
What?
It's absolutely mad.
This is crazy.
But it's a house. It's a villa. I mean, this is like there's a scene in one of the old spaghetti western films. It's not Good, Bad and the Ugly. It's not. It's one of the others.
There's on Grand Designs. There's a house in a cave. It looks nothing like this.
This is fully like a scene where you'd expect to find the baddie. This is so cool.
This is amazing. Oh. So the next one is housing.
Iloquire apartment building. I just put the accent on there.
Queries apartment. Ilot Queries apartment by.
See, this is really cool, and so far the least cool of them.
Yeah. If I hadn't seen any of the others, I'd be like, God, this is incredible.
Cool. But now that I've seen it, I'm like, it's okay. Oh, and look at it in context. Actually, it looks a bit like a shopping centre. I'd say that.
I think it's the scale of it. You can't get away from things looking like shopping centres when they're that big.
Scale.
But at least it's got a lovely. It's like.
It's
almost like a U shape.
It's if someone hired Frank Gehry and then went, "Hold on, mate, calm down." That's what I think.
But it's got a lovely internal courtyard that's all well planted. I think that's a nice one. It's just nice.
It's nice. Anyway, moving on.
Industrial architecture.
I reckon we're gonna like
open brackets, close brackets, forming Dushanti yards or office architects.
What is it?
Beautiful. First and foremost. Well, I'm trying not to read too much into them. It's a factory renovation in China, in Foshan.
What's it for now? Is it housing? Or it's cool. I'll say that. It's very cool. Oh, they've got a bit of farming going on.
Yeah. So, interior architecture. Second home, Holland Park. Selgascano.
Look at that first image.
Whoa!
Look at that second image.
Give me a minute. I'm trying to absorb what the hell is going on in the first one.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, do you know where this is?
Is it an office or something?
Guess where this is?
Is this where you did your thing?
No, guess.
Oh, where?
We found a UK.
Where in the UK?
Co-work Interiors, United Kingdom. Oh, but can I just say the architect is Spanish? These are incredible. What's going on? This is mad.
Oh, it's in London.
Yeah, of course. Nowhere else has that kind of money, but like the interior. This is so clever.
Is so cool.
Have you scrolled to the bottom where there seems to be is it a cloud
There's
machine?
Trees going through it. There's a cloud machine.
Is it a cloud machine?
Skylights. It appears to be like a bit of a wave machine, as if it's like washing the roof itself.
This is good. This is good stuff. There's trees going through floors, plates, and there's all sorts going on here, and I am down for all of it.
The next one seems infinitely less cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming because we've gone from bright multiple colours with the cloud machine to
like a full. Yeah, we had like a full orange interior there, and now we've got. No one's got to know what we're on about here, mate. We're gonna have to like be link after link after link.
Yeah, there's gonna have to be, isn't there?
Oh, buddy, oh boy. Right, what have we got going on here?
Law firm headquarters / Bloco Arquitectos. I can't do that because that's going to come out. We're going to get cancelled for that. Law firm headquarters / Bloco Arquitectos, which I'm imagining is architect. Oh no. Then plus Renata Dutra Architectura. I'm assuming the law firm is Bloco, maybe.
It's in Brazil. If that helps you.
It really doesn't.
If that helps you put on a bad accent, it's in Brazil.
Hey, Holmes. What am I looking?
How many things are there?
It's very white.
There's 3 more projects for us to go through.
All I've got for you on this is it's white with some peaked roofs and some windows. I don't know. That one's not really. I don't know if it's because of the other ones, but that is not sparking my my interest really at all. Yeah. Bless it.
Like, it's nice. There's no denying that.
So public and landscape architecture.
And this looks nice.
Palacio
Pereira, Cecilia Puga, and Paulo Velasco, and Alberto Meleto. Spanish.
What? Right.
That's my guess.
Well, I'll link this. I'll link this ArchDaily one that I'm looking at. That'll be the only link for this series in the description. But the 2 images for this project, very disparate.
Mate, I'm intrigued where that first image comes from. Actually,
yeah, because if
you look,
it looks like a lovely piece of sort of a classical Chilean architecture,
and then the exterior, even when you go on the other interior shots, look on the other interiors, and it's completely like every room is different.
That's amazing.
Oh, okay, so that really classical bit is like the central part of this whole building.
Is that? I'm assuming that's heritage. It's a heritage building.
Try and find the sections. I'll say that. Scroll down to the sections. You'll have an idea of what's going on.
So, a minute. Is a heritage building under the Ministry of Culture, Arts and Heritage. Headquarters. Yeah, its final phase of habitation after an emblematic 10-year recovery and restoration process, which represents a milestone in the field of management and production of national heritage. The use for commission... Yeah, I'm so confused where these 2 images come together.
Look on the sections.
On the sections. Oh, so it's like an extension to an old building.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, no, I really like this. I mean, well, if you scroll
religious architecture, let's face it, that's always going to be the ultimate winner.
What the hell?
In fairness, I still think that concert hall.
Pronounce it. Religious architecture.
Nijima Gakuen Junior College Hall and Chapel, Tezuka Architects.
Thank you.
In Japan.
I was not going to attempt that. Is it in Japan, is it?
It's in Japan.
Oh, in Takasaki.
Oh, from the outside, it looks very fine.
Looks very fine.
It's just a big glass box. From the inside...
They've done that thing where the outside of it is just glass, and then the inside is where your elevational fenestration exists, like behind that glass screen, which is obviously a beautiful way of doing some really sexy things with light.
This is sexy.
It is. That's lovely. The thing is, because I did an essay, must have been my second year of university, on a church.
I'm gonna move my foot now.
And yeah, because I thought it was something hitting something squishy. But one of the things about churches is they do really beautiful plays on light.
Yeah.
And that is like, this is no exception to that little
there's
rule
one
I've just
shot
decided.
I found that I really like.
Is it right at the bottom?
I don't. No, it's this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That one's really clever.
I like the one right at the bottom.
I love a look through a corridor when light plays into it.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is stunning.
The one in the dark.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It looks almost like it's giving you the silhouette of a tree, except the light is where the tree is and the darkness is where the tree isn't.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
That was poetic.
There's one bit as well. If you look on one of the elevations,
Is this giving you some inspiration for your work?
the detail section is a similar thing where you can see actually that it's not just a random pattern. It's clearly like some clusters are meant to be much darker and some clusters are meant to be much brighter.
I mean, without reading the spiel on this,
This is mad. I would like to go to church there.
you'd almost get me into that church for anything other than the purpose of converting it into someone's home.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's really cool.
there we go.
I
Chapel
really like that.
Derived from the idea of the forest, the existence of the forest could biblically refer to as
was
the
I right?
Gardens of Eden. You were right. Do you know what? That says something that you can guess what the purpose of the architecture is.
What it's intended, what the art's intended to
Yeah,
look like.
you could interpret that from just scrolling through an image quickly.
Yeah,
It speaks a lot about the quality of this piece of
a
architecture.
very good designer worked on that.
I got chills.
Isn't that mad?
Oh man.
That final picture is insane, actually. I really like that.
And then so, what are we on to? Two? Got two more, have we? So small scale and installation types of spaces installation at Concentrico Festival, Palmer and Hanger Architects. I don't know. Palmer and Hanger.
Not too much to say. So they've got a bit of an alleyway and they've put an installation in it. It's cool.
Oh, those are
What is it? It's like beehive bricks or something.
yeah. I was about to say, is it not those? But I don't think it is. There's a type of brick, and it's the name of it's completely.
I've realised I've been like looking next to the microphone the entire time I've been talking, so I might be quite quiet just because I've been trying to look around to see. I like that. There's not too much going on. There's not too much to say.
Well, if you look at the plan for it, so if you scroll down towards the bottom,
yeah.
there's an axo, which is this. I think an axo is a really appropriate way to
For this one.
to show this project.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Um,
And it leads you up to this monument. I like that.
As an installation, it's beautiful.
As an installation,
very,
it's nice.
very straightforward. The image at the top, where you can kind of sort of semi-see it from above, is really nice. I really like that.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't work in the UK. It'd get vandalised within about 5 minutes.
Minutes? Wow.
I know. I'm being generous. I'm assuming it's in a very quiet area.
Probably.
Sports architecture. Oh, I might as well leave for this one.
Camp del Ferro Sports Centre, and that's by AIA plus Barcelona Balanzo.
That doesn't say Barcelona.
Barcelo Balanzo Architects.
And?
Gustavo Gili? Galfetti.
Yeah, you're a braver man than me, Theo.
Thank you. It's nice. Nice on the outside. Being presumably a sports centre.
I'm going to say this in the nicest way. Is ArchDaily based in Spain? Because there's a lot of Spanish things, and I can't tell if it's because Spain does some beautiful
Because Spain's been doing
amazing
really well.
things.
Or Japan or China. Because that's where they've been from. It's been Brazil, Japan, China and Spain. And you know what? Well done. They're all deserving it.
Oh, God, yeah. These are absolutely incredible, and I have lost them on my tabs, and I am very upset.
I've saved two. I've saved that church and I've saved the Chapel of Sound.
Oh, I completely forgot about the Chapel of Sound.
Isn't it? That's mad.
Yeah, I mean...
This one I'd say it's a sports centre. They've done well because there's not too much you can do, in my opinion, with like a sports centre is always going to be a big box, and it's always going to be how can you decorate the facade of a big box.
Look at the trusses in that mother.
Yeah,
They are.
On the interior.
Massive.
It's well cool.
It's, yeah, I mean, yeah, what do you say about a box? I like the perforated brickwork stuff on the outside of it. There's not really much you can say, and it's sad to end on that note.
But for a sports centre, I'd say,
oh yeah, done. It's cracking for a spot. I love the roof. And I like the weird little louver things by the windows, the angled bits. I like them.
Aye.
They're nice. But yeah, I mean, it's got a hard job, is the problem.
Yeah.
It's having to follow some of the best bits of architecture I've seen since I probably left uni.
A while.
Because I don't think I really kept up to much of this stuff before I can...
The next ones are out in February as well.
Yeah, so we're probably going to have to do... Do we have to do the ArchDaily ones later? Because obviously this came out in February of 2022 and we're only coming on in January of 2023.
So the next ones are out February next month.
So do we do just one episode next month for this?
The next load of very exciting. These are so cool.
I think
these ones have had the coolest. These have been coolest looking buildings by far. The other ones have been a lot more coolest idea within the UK as well.
Yeah, the problem with the other ones is that the UK based, and I think the UK has just got an awful taste in art. No, if we've just, I don't know if we're uninspired or not, but like you put one of those, like the house of, what was the winning house on this one? 2 seconds. Because I'm just thinking, you put that next to the house of the year, and where are we? Offices, industrial, house. Here we go. Housing. No, sorry. So the house.
Is a cave.
Was the cave.
It's a mad big cave.
Versus
an entire cave system that they've turned into a house. And at no point have they tried to hide it. All right, you go and then you go, I'm in a cave. I'm living in a cave. This is well cool. The acoustics must be beautiful.
The thing is, you take that project and put it next to the RIBA House of the Year.
The red brick. The red house.
The red house with the green bits. There's no the two are not. You can't compare the two.
Blown out of the wall.
Yeah, I mean, without it being like, oh, well, the caves look like an old building and the parchment works looks like an old building. That's the only building I can compare it to in my head.
And the other housing is that big complex. And compare that to the other large apartment one that we were looking at.
Yeah, there's some really incredible stuff. I mean, the only project that featured from the UK here was done by a Spanish architect, which I think says a lot about UK architects. And there's a bit of a culture in the UK, I think, for architects to kind of get accredited and then go be someone's...
There's a lot of people who want to... There's a lot of, in the UK, I think, wanting to fit in and doing... Even on that House of the Year by... was it the AJ House of the Year? It stood out in its environment. So they surrounded it in trees so that you can't actually really see it's there. And it had a green roof so you can't really see it's there. And it's like...
It's playing safe. But yeah, I think in the UK we've just got like really strict planning laws, which is fine to a degree, but I think if we're trying to put something out there, and I think if we're trying to give something with a bit more...
We'd have to go to a different...
Je ne sais quoi. You've really got to like... It feels like you can't push the envelope in this country, really.
These ones aren't thinking outside of the box. They're just unaware that the box is there. I mean, that chapel of sound and that house, you know, they don't know what the concept of a box is.
Yeah, the line is a dot to you. Yeah. I'm missing words. I feel a bit overwhelmed by how nice some of those were.
How cool these are.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
And I know as well, to do that, I would have to do it in a different country. Unless, like, I guess with that hospitality one, the really cool kind of, as you described it, the sweet potatoes, you could do that kind of internally.
Yeah.
But you could probably never get away
what
with
it
that
reminds me of, the closest one I can think of it to be in the UK, I think it's called the Brockholes Visitor Centre. That looks pretty cool. Like, it's got a similar thing where you've got these roofs.
That's very similar to your...
Yeah.
Was it your master's one where it was all in the water?
No, that was my first year final project.
Right.
Had you on about
your pavilions out in the water?
Yeah. No, it was a hostel.
A hostel, right.
A hotel even. Hostel. I can't even remember.
It gives me a similar feeling to that.
Yeah, but this gives me a similar feeling to the...
Yeah.
From the outside. This hasn't got a scratch on the inside, but again...
Man.
Amazing stuff. Thanks for joining us on what's probably going to be a very long, very boring...
Very long. Yeah. We'll try and find a way to...
I don't know how we're going to make it good for the podcasters. I can get how we'd make it good for the YouTubers and
certainly
the Patreons.
for the first bit we can make it work, but when we got onto ArchDaily we got a bit excited there.
Yeah, and there was a lot.
ArchDaily is going to be a lot of me putting pictures up.
Yeah, there's a lot of quick fire as well in the ArchDaily.
I think
because there was 15 to go through, not 3. For podcasters who were sat listening to it in the car, it's probably going to be so boring, and for which we apologise profusely. But if you like the podcast, please like the podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to our Instagram page of Back to the Drawing Board IG.
Make sure to follow us on Patreon as well.
Have we switched roles?
Yeah, we have. So now you have to do the we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next time. Because it's not next week, is it?
Oh, no. See, this is why it's good with you doing it, because I always say next week, and we don't do a weekly podcast, because that would just be hell on earth.
So, join us next time when we return. I'm not doing it.
You're doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Do it. Do it. Back to the drawing board.
Yes! I win.